I was watching some of Ben Jordan's videos, and go and check out his channel. That guy has so much wisdom to give. And I saw this video on his channel and realised that I could do something very similar, because I have absolutely experienced different stages of my musical career so far. And I do want to say, obviously I'm very young, I've only just turned 30, there is time. Dog with squeaky toy, not conducive to filming. Now this video has to kick off where it all began. When you make the decision to turn pro as a musician, you are taking a huge risk. You're taking a financial risk, you're taking a lifestyle risk. It doesn't come with a pension. You're betting everything you have on this career being a success. And you kind of have to go all in, because if you don't, then you'll find that you spend more and more of your time on those more financially stable options. Nothing wrong with that, obviously, but that isn't the subject of this video. You'll probably have gotten to this stage because as a young child and a teenager, you were good at what you did. You may have been the best in your youth orchestra, the best in your school. You've got some natural talent, you've worked really, really hard, and this looks like a career that could be a good idea for you. I spend a lot of time and energy telling musicians to know their worth, not sell themselves short, not enable dodgy fixers that are trying to exploit their musicians. However, when you first start out, you kind of need to be taking everything and anything that is being thrown your way. This is a little bit of a contentious topic, but at the end of the day, it's the reality for a lot of musicians. You need to be getting out there as much as humanly possible. You need to be chatting to as many people as possible. You need to be making money, you know, and a lot of the time that involves maybe taking the gigs that aren't the gigs always dreamed of. In the same way with any career, you don't go in straight at the top of the pay bracket. It's worth being a little bit realistic about that. But these gigs can be absolute gold mines of experience. Now that experience may, more often than not, be showing you what kind of gigs you don't want to be doing in the future, but this is really, really helpful knowledge. I did a couple of gigs that I did and then it just didn't really feel like it was my trajectory that I want to be on. So therefore I haven't taken any more of that kind of work, and therefore I don't work in that kind of space. And that's totally great, because it means that I've then gone on to focus on the kind of work that I do want, which has resulted in getting more of that. You see the pattern. Also, doing as many gigs as you possibly can will mean that you will start leveling up really fast. I improved in my playing more in the year to 2 years after I left college than I did in the entire 4 years, because I was forced to. You're thrown in the deep end, sink or swim time. And some of my best connections, some of my best friends in the music world, and also the ones that get me on some good gigs now, are the ones that I met doing those really rubbish gigs, quite frankly. Why on earth am I doing this? I have no idea where my next gig is coming from. I have no idea who it is with. I'm doing work I don't even enjoy. These venues are awful. I haven't made the second round of any auditions I've gone for. Am I even capable of stringing 2 nice notes together? I suck. But then you get to the much more fun stage, and this is just simply the stage where you start seeing a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. You chat to other professionals and you start to realise that there are a lot of similarities in your journeys. All of you have felt this way at some point or another, and you realise that the place that they're at is the place that you're aspiring to be. And they had such a similar start to their career, so you start to realise that maybe there's a bit of hope. You'll start to learn that sometimes turning down a gig can be the best decision in that moment, and you'll stop getting FOMO or feeling irresponsible for turning down musical work. You'll also start learning who is actually giving you good advice and who is a little bit toxic and worth steering clear from. Although I'm referring to this section as the plateau, I actually think this is the stage of your career where the most personal growth takes place. All this slow, steady grinding that you've been doing has led to some incredible gigs, stuff you couldn't have even dreamed of when you were first starting out. You realise that your career is getting better and better year on year, and you know that the next stage of your working life will make what you've just been doing seem really, really small. And that is incredibly exciting. However, because your expectations of yourself are getting higher and higher as you go through your career, things that used to really, really excite you, those gigs that you were so desperate to get, those calls that you were so desperate to get, just don't quite hit the same. So in some ways, it can almost feel like you're going backwards because a lot of the changes that you're making, particularly when it comes to your playing, are micro adjustments that take so much hard work and so much time, but are probably only really going to be noticed by you. And this can be quite frustrating. But then all this micro grinding, all this working leads on to the stage of the career that I feel like I'm just starting to peek through the door of. And I'm so excited about it. You basically stop caring so much. And I don't mean that you stop caring about your career. I don't mean that you stop caring about the music. What I mean is that you just kind of stop caring about what other people think of you. Now, this is absolutely something that comes with age, and I have spoken many times about how excited I am for my 30s. I feel like there's so much pressure on your 20s, and this is something I'm going to make a video about, so stay tuned for that. But you just stop caring about all the competitiveness, the insecurities, all that niggly kind of blah that goes on. You just stop caring. You've learned what kind of work you enjoy. You've learned what kind of work you don't enjoy. You've learned what you want to put your energy into. You've learned what you don't. And this can actually mean that you are in such a better place to be really proud of what you've achieved. It wasn't easy, and the fact that you're still here, still doing this career, and still enjoying it is one heck of an achievement. You also start to learn just what the patterns of the year are like. You learn when the quiet periods are. You learn when the crazy busy periods are. And this means that you can start to actually plan your life a little bit further in advance. For example, I already have a summer holiday booked. This is the first time in my career that at this point in the year, I've gone, I will take this week off.
Probably getting gorgeously tanned in summer.
If you still have some questions about what being a professional musician is like, then watch this video here and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!